Welcome to the Draft Talk podcast, your one-stop shop for all your draft needs. And as you've guessed, this podcast, we talk about the draft, the NFL draft. And as you've probably also guessed, we are very, very close to the draft itself. Some would say too close, super close. But yeah, we're not concerned. We're prepared. We've done all our scouting. We've got our big boards. We're good to go. And that's what we're going to do. We've got a draft. We're going to do one final mock draft today. Before we do, let us be polite and introduce ourselves. I'm your host, Brian, and with me, as ever, it's Stu and Owen. How are you guys?
Yeah, all good. I don't want to call you a liar, Brian, but there was a lot of factually incorrect there with what you just said with your opening statement. I am not prepared. It can't come soon enough. So just the complete opposite of what you just said. Yeah, it's finally draft week, which means we question everything that we've been thinking for the last 51 weeks.
I know, yeah, you put in all the work, don't you? And then you think, no, that's going to be different. And there's lots of second guesses. It's smokescreen season. It's getting really, really close to the draft now. I'm actually just really excited. I'm ticking off the minutes, hours till we get there. So yeah, this should be fun to occupy my time, keep my brain without running away with myself. Let's get on with this mock draft, which should be good fun.
Yeah, let's do it. Last week we touched on all the trades that could happen, and basically anything can happen. And for the first
we
time,
had a comment on that video, which was, "So you're telling me anyone?" I was like, "Yeah, fair enough." We just spent an hour just telling you exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a really short.
That's not lies. That's very true, isn't it? Yeah, it's very true because there's no clear path to it. So we could end up just trading every pick here and see how we get on.
Right, I think for the sake of our sanity, we'll try and not do every pick, but yeah, we're going to include some trades which we haven't done before. So let's see how that goes. It should be good fun. But yeah, here we go. Shock horror. It's obviously the Bears picking first. I don't know if they're going to trade, but anyway, Stu, that's up to you. Kick us off. First pick of this year's final mock draft.
Yeah, not going to mess around with trades here. I think we'll spend lots of time talking about lots of picks. This one we're not going to spend much time on. Caleb Williams, quarterback from USC, straight off the board. I think that's where the Chicago Bears are going to go, and that's where I'm going to go with this pick as well. I think it's the sensible pick, the right pick. So I'm not going to get too crazy to begin with.
Can't have any arguments with that, I don't think. So yeah, let's crack on. Number 2 is myself with the Washington Commanders. It's a toss-up between the quarterbacks, really, isn't it? I think first it looked like it was Drake May. Now it seems to be heading towards Jaden Daniels, depending on who you listen to. I don't know. It's horses for courses. Who do you fancy? I'm going to go with the new consensus of Jaden Daniels. It's different from last time. So yeah, LSU quarterback Jaden Daniels to the Commanders at number 2. Which means, it's your first pick. At number 3, it's the Patriots.
Yeah, so we've reached the point of the season, I said, with a draft week where I've gone from, they're 100% picking a quarterback. We spoke just days ago, they're 100% picking a quarterback to, but what if? But what if? We've done that before, so I'm not going to do it. I think the last mock draft we did, you picked for the Patriots, didn't you, Stu? And you had them going for Marvin Harrison Jr. Part of me does now think, but what if? But we're not going to do it. We need a quarterback. Drake May is perfectly acceptable to be drafting this high up because he is a really good prospect. You don't know when you're going to get a prospect like Drake May again. So we are just going to take him with number 3.
Back to you, Stu. You're picking for the Cardinals.
I'm sitting here looking at my phone. I'm seeing who's going to offer what for me at number 4 for the Cardinals. If no one offers, I'm pretty secure in who I am going to pick. But I'd be interested to see any of the teams that you guys have coming up in the next wee bit. The teams I've got, I don't think I'm going to trade up, but you guys have some teams that are probably going to be interested in this because there is still a quarterback on the board that might go high. So open to offers. Let's see where we can get to.
It's tough, isn't it? It's where you go. I mean, if you I don't want to talk through too much. It's exactly what I did last week, but it's what would you have to pay to jump up to 4? And is it who's potentially going to do it. The Vikings are, they're the hot choice, but would they do it? How much are you going to have to pay for that? I don't know.
It's going to cost you the 2 firsts at least.
Oh yeah.
I do think the Cardinals would be very interested in getting out of this pick.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, what is it going to cost?
Yeah,
would you be interested in making an offer with? You're not that interested with Minnesota, Brian? You've got Minnesota at 11. Is there something you're waiting for, or you just wanted to use the 2 firsts?
Tough, this, isn't it? Oh man, tough.
Is it the quarterback that's on the board that you don't want to pay for? Is that the question?
I think that's it. I think that's, can you get a quarterback number 4 or maybe quarterback number 5 having to pay less, or do you think, you know what, we I don't know. I think they sit thinking that no one else is going to trade there. Maybe you can, trade with Chargers at 5. The Giants might pick a quarterback, but they need to trade with them. I don't know. What do you guys?
We'll be picking a quarterback at 6 if you don't move up.
Maybe I'll wait till 5 then.
On trade with you. Oh no, you won't be trading with yourself. Right? Will you? Yeah, you will.
Would, yeah.
Oh, that's a fly move. You're going to keep your powder dry on this one.
I'm keeping my powder dry for now.
Okay. Fine. If you don't have anyone you're coming up with.
Well, we can talk. If you wanted to move back to 6,
I'd be interested to see what you'd offer me for 6.
Scuppered my plan there, haven't you?
The thing is, the Cardinals don't need a lot of draft capital, but if they could pick up a bit extra and play around and move around again, I think they'd be happy to do so.
Give you a 4th rounder for it, and I'll maybe throw in like the 4th next year.
Yeah, to come back, you're thinking if I trade back, I'm either getting Malik, Nabers or Marvin Harrison. I'm in that side. Yeah, why not? Because I might use those 2 4ths later on.
Ooh. Yeah,
nice.
So number 6, a 4th this year and a 4th next year.
Yeah. Let's go for it. Because I might use them to move around again later on.
Lovely. Now, just to throw a spanner in the works, do I just take Marvin Harrison Jr. because we really need him?
You're not trading for that. You're not going to do that, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm taking JJ McCarthy.
Yeah,
and I don't think that's a bad move for the Giants. And considering the capital you've given up there, I think if the Giants knew right now, it was just going to cost them 2 4s. They 100% do that.
Let's do that then. Excellent.
Yeah, done.
Good job. Watch out, Vikings.
You can't see my screen. I'm the one recording it.
Yeah.
I've already done it.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, yeah, so you've made JJ McCarthy pick, and now who's it back to you? You're going to have to keep track of this because I'm already gone and we've done one trade.
It's
Mr. Indecisive over here.
He's been gazumped.
Yes, it is myself with the Chargers, and I think they're going to take Marvin Harrison Jr., and I think they'll be really happy with it. Unless anyone wants to sort of jump up and I don't know if there's anything to jump up for. But yeah, I think that's a nice need. I think he's the best player in the draft. So
yeah,
write me a little card in, send it into the. I don't know. They don't write cards anymore, do they?
Part of me still thinks that I don't know. What do they just do, Joel? Like it's such a dilemma in my head. Everyone's going Marvin Harrison, but in my head I'm going, yeah, but do they? I'm really I don't.
Brian's made the pick.
Struggling.
He's got it.
No, I know. I'm just talking. That I've already locked it in. I'm just talking through. Like, just part of me goes, yeah, but what? Are they either just being really quiet and playing up to all the offensive tackle hype and just playing the game knowing they're just going to take the wide receiver, or do they actually want to do it? intriguing to find out.
Yeah, absolutely. So now we've got the Arizona pick.
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah, good. Okay. Then I think if this was the situation that played out, I think they would take Malik Nabers. I personally would take Roma Dunze, as we know he's my wide receiver too, but we're going to play the game as if I'm Cardinals GM, I think they will take Malik Nabers at that spot. They've gathered a little bit of draft capital and still got a very, very good wide receiver and potential space to kick around and move up a little bit later on. So yeah, I'm going to go with Malik Nabers.
Very good. It's you against you for the Titans.
Yeah, this one's the easiest one of the lot. I'm not trading anyone. You can offer, unless you offer me the world, which no one's going to do because all the quarterbacks are gone. Joe Alt, he's coming off the board now for me. That gives them a really nasty left side, that offensive line with Joe Alt and Peter Skoronski, and something to start building around Will Levis with. I could have gone receiver, I think, as well. They have a need there, but let's go that later on because I don't think, again, a tackle prospect as good as Joe Alt further down the board. So Joe Alt is the man for me with the Tennessee Titans.
I would be intrigued if someone does move up there. That's a spot I keep coming back to. If someone wants to trade up for a receiver, then it makes sense because both Atlanta and Chicago behind could both think about it. So if someone really wants a receiver, then that's the spot to get up.
Yeah, you want to probably bounce those two teams if you're going to do it. But
yeah,
for me, this time I wasn't entertaining offers when Joe Alt.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know who it would be.
If he goes at 5, then that conversation opens up a little bit.
Yeah, Joe Alt, there you go. So it's myself at 8 with Atlanta. I think we'll do what everyone thinks they're gonna do and take Dallas Turner. Unless, again, if someone wants to trade, keep forgetting. Someone wants to pat my hand off, like, there's players there. But yeah, I think we'll go Dallas Turner. Oh yeah, they could just add another offensive skill position. That's just what they do with it. But yeah, you've got to stop that at some point, surely.
Will they? Yeah, I think that is probably the spot. If there is going to be a defensive player, it's probably going to be Atlanta. But it wouldn't surprise me. If Roma Dunze still sitting on the board, could they be tempted?
I'd do it. But
yeah, we know you'd do
it. Chicago at 9. All right, are you gonna do it?
I'm open to a trade if anyone wants the receiver who maybe wants to jump in front here, then I'm open to it. I'll talk through my process while you're thinking about the teams that you've got. That we don't have enough picks, which is why we've only got 4 in the draft, which is why I'm open to trading back. And given the needs that we have, I think we can get. Look, Roma Dunze staring us in the face, which sounds a lot of fun, but we're probably serviceable at this point at wide receiver, which means that we can go the direction that we want. And that could mean getting the player that we're eyeing further down. And that would be a defensive player for me, probably a defensive lineman. So I'm open if anyone fancies it. Going once, going twice.
Yeah, those teams are probably that I have. I'm just thinking, who have I got next coming up? The Jets, would they flip it? I don't know. Raiders, again, they've probably got some other needs elsewhere. Bolts, they have a need at wide receiver, I think. That would probably be my team, but I don't know if Chicago would want to come as far back. Well, they still get a very good defensive lineman at 15. Yeah, what would it take to jump up there from the Colts, do you think? You've got it all.
Yeah,
so we've got Chicago, and I'm
a bit slow on the simulator at the moment, which is a little bit annoying.
I think it's because every man and his dog's doing a mock right now.
yeah, probably. So we've obviously got pick 15. Chicago doesn't have a second rounder, but I think a first and a second to jump that is maybe a bit steep.
Yeah, the simulator's saying that the third would do it.
Yeah, they've got pick 82.
Feels a little light.
What about pick 82. It's your third rounder, and then you've got nothing after. What about you? What about our sixth rounders?
Oh yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, 6 is fine. I was going to say maybe a 5th, but yeah, 6 would be fine. So
yeah,
you
15,
trade
82, and 191. Yeah, so pick 15, pick 82. That gives you another third rounder, and then a 6th rounder.
Yeah, I would. If I was Ryan Pauls, I would do that. I'm happy to do that.
And I would do that because it still leaves them with a 2nd rounder, another 4th rounder, 5th rounder, 7th rounder.
Yeah, just to give the thought process here, I'm thinking of defensive lineman, both interior and edge, and I'm happy going either. One. And I'm going to get the players which I'm eyeing. I'm going to get that player at 15. So we're doing it.
Yeah, so they're going to jump up. Colts are going to jump up. We're going to pick Romo Dunze, number 9 to the Indianapolis Colts, to pair alongside Michael Pittman, to give some weapons for Anthony Richardson.
You've done it. It's in.
Sold. Okay, so who's next, Brian? You've got the list, have you?
No, it's you.
It's me. Oh, it's me.
It's you.
Okay. God, this is confusing. We're only at pick 10. Bloody hell, I'm already lost.
It's all right. I've got it.
Right. Okay. So Jets. Two options I'm thinking of here. Do I pull the trigger and take Brock Bowers here? I would rather have an offensive lineman. I would think that they've got a lot of options of how they play that position. They've got tackles that have come in. We've got someone who can slot into anything. Troy Fatanu, Washington. Yeah, I'm going for him. I think he's worthy of that pick. He could play anywhere on that offensive line. I don't think the tackles are going to stay healthy the whole season. He could kick in it. He could play guard. Yeah, Troy Fatani from Washington is going to be my pick for the Jets. And I hate to say it because I don't want him in my division, not playing for my team.
Which is now it's myself. Yep. With the Vikings. So I've got a thing on the screen. I've been making notes, and my writing's awful. So yeah, right. Vikings. Probably too early for that. I gotta go quarterback. Got a couple of needs here, haven't we? Let's have a look.
Yeah, like the quarterback thing. While you're looking, like at this point, you're gonna probably get that quarterback at 23 at this point.
Yeah,
you'll get one of them at 23 by waiting. Whether this is how it plays out or not is another question, but it very much might. There's no guarantee that a team will take the offer of 11 and 23. We're thinking that it's just, it's done deal. Someone will take that. Well, it's not necessarily.
Yeah, you see what the Vikings are wanting to do, but team wants, another team wants is it's another story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, what do they need? Maybe defensive line, I think.
Yeah, corner as well. They always seem to go corner, don't they? But yeah, probably defensive line.
Yeah, I think we'll go Jared Verse from Florida State. Seems a bit boring, but I think if you're after a quarterback and you missed it, and you just need to put some talent on there.
Yeah, I think they need some talent on the defensive line, don't they? They've lost the main pass rusher from last year, so tooling up again's not a bad idea.
Indeed. So, all right, it's you with Denver Broncos.
Another team who I'm happy to trade back with if someone wants to move up. The reason being we are a little bit light on selections. We desperately need a quarterback. But I'm tempted to wait on it just to play the board. Whether when it comes to Thursday night they can afford to do that is a different question, because we have other needs to fill as well. We still need defensive line. We certainly need receiver too, considering Jerry Judy's gone. Cameron Sutton's there, isn't he? But it seems to be acting up a little bit, which makes me think he could be traded at some point. If someone's interested, then I'm willing to talk.
Oh, I love trading. So Let's.
Who though?
I'm trying to think who. Yeah,
Yeah.
who,
No, I'm just thinking of who my picks are. Yeah, I've got the wrong pick. It's okay. Ignore me.
It would, it would be if someone desperately wants a corner, they could jump here. I think would be a good spot to do it, possibly, or even get in front of the tackles.
That's why I was thinking. I thought I had pick 8. I thought I had pick 18 with the Bengals, and I was going to try, but I don't.
I've got the Bengals, and I'm tempted to do it, right, because I think I will be wanting to take a tackle with the Bengals at 18.
Yeah,
but I also think I'm happy to wait. I think I'm gonna get one of them. And
well, you've got Vegas and New Orleans ahead of you. So they may well take tackles off the board, and Seattle, some of the guys they might want to play into. So you've got 1, 2, 3 teams that's possibly going to wipe that out for you.
But then you've maybe got
I'm my own man. I can make my own decisions.
Oh, I know. I'm not. I've learned that the hard way. I ain't going to bully you into anything. Yeah, you do what you want. You do you.
I was on last night. I was recording a podcast with Go Time Dolphins, who invited me on as a guest to talk about the draft, and Kadeem kept asking, if you're listening, Kadeem, hi, about potentially could the Dolphins get up because the tackles are need, but the run on tackles are probably going to go by the time they get to the Dolphins, and then we've got very little capital. It's such a difficult spot to be in. So I really like it for the Dolphins, but I just don't think we can afford to do it. If we are the Dolphins, and I've got the Dolphins too. I'd love to do it, but we can't afford to get up this high.
Just don't pick an interior defensive lineman there, because Kadeem will hate you. He hated me when I did that in the last mock.
No, but we spoke about it. If that's the way that the board falls, then that's what you've got to do. It's got to be a trenches pick at some point. We'll get there. We'll get there. Instead, we are talking about the Broncos. We haven't got a trade offer. We're drafting Bo Nix.
Nice.
Oh, spicy.
We can't afford to wait. He is going to be gone before we draft again if we don't have a trade offer, and we don't have a great deal of capital to be moving about. I like to be able to move back, get him maybe at the back end of the first round. If I can't do it, then I'm just going to have to take the guy.
Yeah, I think he would fit well with what they want to do. Someone who, and I hate the phrase game manager, but that, running an offense well, experienced enough. I think he's got enough behind him to take the bashing you'll get off Sean Payton as well.
Yeah.
Then Stu, you with the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, I have a couple of choices.
I'm pretty happy with how the board's gone. In terms of
I mean, I've got a kind of couple of do I want the thing here is I'm torn between corner and tackle here, and I don't know what I would do if this was the board that fell to me. I know they've got the left tackle situation sorted out. Can I get a corner later? Can I get an offensive lineman later? That's the kind of debate I'm having here. And where does the drop off kind of happen? I'm going to go corner and hedge my bets. I can maybe be able to move up in the second round later on. For some of that guys who are going to fall, the more development. So I'm going to go Quinyon Mitchell, the corner from Toledo, because I think it's a need. I think he's one of the best players at that position, and I think the Raiders would really like his kind of style of play. So, yeah, let's go Quinyon Mitchell.
Nice. Yeah, but we did. They could potentially trade there. Well, everyone could trade, but like you say, in terms of how the board was and stuff, but they didn't. So let's see. Now it's myself. Yes, it's with the Saints. I think I'm going to go boring again. Or if somebody wants to jump in and trade, we're still the tack. There's a couple of tackles left on the board. Corners.
No.
I'm bothered. No.
I'm going to hold there. Yeah, let you pick that one.
Fair enough. Well, we'll go with the tackle for Penn State for Shanu.
The Saints are horrible to draft for in this draft. It's almost the boring part of when you're doing a mock draft. 14 because I don't know what it is. I don't have anything against the Saints, even though I'm a Falcons fan. But it just seems like there's so much exciting stuff that can happen at the beginning and then at the back end, working things out, and it almost feels like tackle.
But it's a sensible pick for them, though. When you think about it,
yeah.
You mean Ramchick there's question marks there, and my friend Trevor Penning, he's not worked out particularly well. So sorry, Trev's mum. He hasn't worked out particularly well there. So yeah, Fashanu's just a sensible pick there.
Yeah. Me up at 15 with the Bears. First mistake of the mock draft has already happened. I traded with Stu with the Colts, even though it was me that had the Colts that he nicked off me. But I'm perfectly fine with it happening. Because
I can't count.
I was like triple checking my note.
So this is going to an explanation to our watchers and listeners of how volatile this draft is, because in my latest mock draft, my last mock draft, which I submitted yesterday, I have Byron Murphy going to the Lions at 29. Today, I was happy picking him at 9. And I was going to go because I think he could go anywhere in that range. I would not be shocked if the Bears picked him at 9. And I also wouldn't be shocked if he ended up falling. I'm taking Byron Murphy here. For some reason, overnight last night, I just thought this makes sense. And it seems from the buzz that's going on that he's going much higher than I think we value him. So I'm taking Byron Murphy.
This is the pick I should be making. This one.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. No. I have a choice between two players, both the same positions, both tackles, and I think they could play at guard immediately. And they've also got the concerns about Abram Lucas on the right side. So it's between JC Latham and Talise Fuanga. I think the Seahawks would choose JC Latham over Fuanga at this point, so that's what I'm going to do. He could play at right tackle immediately if they need him. He's also kind of player I think could play at guard, so that just gives them another piece on their offensive line, which I think would be really good for Seattle. So yeah, let's go JC Latham from Alabama.
Nice, which leaves myself with the Jags at 17. Again, there's the obvious sort of boring. All right. Yeah, let's. I don't know. Yeah, I think if the corners there, they'll take him. That's Terrion Arnold from Alabama.
It feels late, doesn't it, for corners, doesn't it? Yeah. I know we had Quinion Mitchell go, but they're better players than there.
Yeah, I think if that happens, the Jags will be more than happy.
Terrion Arnold, yeah.
Terrion Arnold.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice there.
Not sure why with the Bengals, who love to trade. Jokes.
Yeah, we were after JC Latham, I'll be honest with you. I was not expecting Shu to have taken him, and I think he does go early. We are going to take a tackle because Brown was signed for a year, very, very rarely healthy at this stage. I'm going to take Fuaga because I can play him at guard and I can slot him at the right side. Look, I really like the thought of Mims, but I just don't know if he just doesn't feel like a Bengal. Whereas
I get what you mean there.
It just doesn't feel like the right fit, even though we can sit. It doesn't feel right. So I'm gonna take Fuaga.
Lovely stuff. Pick 19, the Rams. Stu, who do you fancy?
Rams have got a few needs, so there is options. Brock Bowers is still sitting there, and that would be funny with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua and Brock Bowers, but I'm not going to do it.
Are you open to offers?
I don't want to move very far, but
They love trading first round picks. That will do it.
The Rams will do it. Yeah, they'll be up for it.
You want to trade with the Commanders to go out of the first round?
No,
I'm not. It's yeah.
I might later on with some other teams, but
yeah.
I think the Rams have got too many needs just now. They just need to get really good players, and they've got a young roster.
Would you go back to 24?
Let's see, how many picks is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so Dallas. Yeah, I think there's still going to be a player on the board there that I would like for the Rams.
25.
What's 25? Who's picking it?
That's me.
He's picking at 25.
Yeah, but not fancy maybe moving up for DeJean.
No, I don't want him to go to the Bengals. To the Packers. Because I've got some. Yeah, because I'm fed up with that one. Yeah, if you want to,
I'll make you an offer for 20 for Cowboys 24.
Flip him with Kip. Okay, yeah, because I think I probably have an idea who you want for the Cowboys. So the players I could probably get further on. Yeah, let's talk.
Okay, we will once we finally load.
So we've got the Rams and the
Dallas
Cowboys.
And Rams. So we're going 19 for 24. Oh god, we don't have a fourth, which is tough.
No.
Yeah, and you've got a late fifth.
The fifth isn't going to do it. I'm probably going to. Yeah, you're not. I was going to say you're going to have to. I want to keep 2 and 3, so I'm probably.
Well, what about
and
a future
next year's third or something like that?
Yeah, well, I was about to say, what about future third or fourth? What about future third, 2025 third?
So that would get it done. But are you happy going with a future rather than you're not really gaining in this draft?
But they're not. But they've already got another second, 2 thirds, 2 fifths, 4 sixths, and a 7th. Don't really want anything.
They've got loads of the back end.
You can package that up and move up a little bit. You could. Could you 2 5s, flip them and get a 4? Could you flip a couple of the 5s, and move around? Yeah. So I don't think you want anything this year. And then the following year, they're missing a couple of picks in that one. So yeah, let's do it and then get the future.
Yeah, so 19 for 24, a 5th this year and a 3rd next year.
Yeah.
Traded.
Who are you picking?
Brock Bowers. Why is Brock Bowers still here? No, we've got to take a tackle. We're going to take Amarius Mims.
Yeah, I thought that's you.
The reason for moving up there is because you're potentially being stuck at a position there where Mims has gone. Guyton is the only person that's left. Really, that I'd be happy taking in the first round, and he could potentially go Steelers, Miami. It keeps going back and back, and you just can't take the risk. So, Mims.
Like it. And yeah, a lot of the Cowboy stuff is they can't trade up because they haven't got the stuff. But like you say, if they're in that situation, and you can
only make an offer, right?
Forget about
make an offer.
Yeah, if you get the right trade, if you get the right trade partner who wants something for the following year when they've already got loads of picks this year.
Yeah. That's cool. So it is myself with pick 20, which is the Steelers. Again, unless somebody wants to trade, who we got here? Who's still knocking about? I was thinking of Mims for the Steelers, so he's off. He's out of there. They're probably still looking at offensive line somewhere, aren't they?
They might be tempted by receiver.
There's one staring you right in the face.
There is, yeah. You can go anyway, like corner, receiver, offensive line. I think with offensive line, I think with the Steelers, they could maybe take interior players later on. Like we still need a center if we're the Steelers. I'm pretty confident that I don't have to take Jackson Powers-Johnson here. I'm pretty happy to wait.
Yeah, there's a few good ones coming up.
So it's playing value as well, right? Like Brock Bowers is still there.
Yeah, getting
And
his
that's
size that
he's
high up.
so difficult to mock for. He's really difficult.
The Steelers are probably a team that you kind of take out of that because they
they're
probably do
not,
have
but the
Titans.
fact
You know,
he's
they've
there,
got
isn't it?
Frymouth and the giant from Bowers, mate, Washington.
Yeah, Darnell Washington.
Are you going to spend another pick on a tight end?
Probably not. No.
I feel like you're twisting my leg into it. But yeah, I know what you mean, especially at sense is just not a premium position. Maybe it should be, but there's a couple down you can get in the third and fourth rounds that I think people think will slot in. So yeah, let's do it. Let's go Brian Thomas Jr., the wide receiver. It's pretty good value there at 20.
Yeah.
I think Russell Wilson would love that, just chucking it to him in Pickens all day.
Yeah, that's a hell of a combo. Russell Wilson, eh? Anyway, Miami, pick 21. It's your
Yeah, hi. Stu, as a Dolphins fan, what is the correct decision?
For me, there's two correct decisions.
Mm.
Johnny Newton or Graham Barton. If we have either of those players on the board, I would be happy with either. If I'm honest, we need interior offensive line. Graham Barton is probably the best guy on the board, but I really like Johnny Newton. We've lost Wilkins this offseason as well. With big money that Raiders paid him. So for me, it would be either of those two, somewhere trenches, and I think that's the two options for me.
Yeah.
Jackson Powers Johnson is there as well, but I like Graham Barton more.
Yeah. What about tackle? Because
what about what you said?
Not that Armstead cannot play a full season.
We're
not a huge Guyton fans, so that plays on your mind.
I know we've been burned by it. Well, he's actually come good eventually, Austin Jackson, but it took a long time to get there. I think Guyton is going to be someone who takes a long to get there.
Yeah, exactly. Can you afford development?
Yeah, I would play safe with Miami. Doesn't have a lot of capital. They don't have a lot of cash.
So I'm considering Latu.
Yeah, with
Jalen Phillips is going to be back earlier than we expect, right?
And Bradley Chubb's still out. Lost Van Ginkel. Really sad to see him go. Loved Andrew Van Ginkel. So there is space for another pass rusher.
So yeah, we're talking probably Johnny Newton, Latu. Barton still, I still find really tricky to place. I just don't. I think he's worth it, but will teams value him at 21? I'm not sure. I'm going to go Latu. I think he's. I personally on my board, I would have Johnny Newton ranked higher, but I don't think the NFL feel that way. And I think everyone loves Latu. So I'm going to go Latu.
I wouldn't cry if he was a pick.
Yeah, I'm going to go Latu.
There we go. Eagles 22. Stu.
They love a Georgia player. They pick everyone from Georgia. They do, but I'm not going to.
Yeah. No? Who have they got a tight end?
They've still got Dallas Goedert.
Yeah.
I know, they've just... Yeah, is there enough mouths to feed there, though? They've just paid Devontae Smith a heap of money, AJ Brown's big money, Goddard.
They're going to need another receiver at some point.
They are.
If they thought he...
The bigger hole is at corner, however. Slay and Bradbury are near the Cooper DeJean. Let's go Cooper DeJean and play him as an outside corner for the Eagles and see how he goes. That's where I'm going to go. I think it's a bigger need. He's a fantastic player. I think they do have the option to move him around as well. If they need to. I think that his value to that team is probably more than as good as Brock Bowers is, as good as another receiver is. They've got good receivers. They've got good. His value to that team overall would be more, even though Brock Bowers would be higher on a draft board. DeJean for that team would give them more.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. All right, it's myself with the Vikings again. Didn't trade up for the quarterback. JJ McCarthy's gone. I think they might take one here. So it's let's do it. Spencer Rattler now, kid. Michael Penix Jr. to the Vikings. They'll say it was the guy they wanted all along. We'll never really know. But yeah, I think they like him, and I guess they're happy.
Loved him that much that they passed on him at 11.
Yeah. Passed on him more than times they could have traded for him, but yeah, they just knew. Vikings done. They get the quarterback finally. It's a trade. So it's the Rams with you, Stu. Now it's 24.
Wine passed on him earlier on. I'm not going to Johnny Newton straight in for the Rams. I think that they've got no one's going to replace Aaron Donald. I think the best pass rushers are off the board here. I think the defensive line is where I would go for them. I think the drop off after Newton of what's left is considerable. Some of the other needs they have, they could add another corner, they could some offensive line, but I think you can get that later on. I don't think you can get a Johnny Newton later on. So I'm going to pick him here at 24.
Nice. Doing it against Stu. It's you again. Yeah. 25 with the Packers.
Oh, it's me again. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is a tough one. Green Bay is a really tough team to draft for. They picked 2 tight ends last year, so I don't know if they're going to pick a tight end again. They've got loads of young receivers. A corner is a bit of a need for them, I think. So if the corner's left on the board, I think Kool-Aid McKinstry is more of their type of guy. They tend to have certain thresholds that you have to meet to be a Green Bay Packer. I think Nate Wiggins is too small, although I think he's a better player than Kool-Aid, but I'm going to pick Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Nice. Which means me at 26 with the Buccaneers. Oof. I keep looking at Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
They've got
we almost need to scrap this and start again. The fact that he's moved it to.
Do you know what? I don't know. I could see this happening on draft
This
night.
is what happens if the Colts and the Bengals both pass on ours. Effectively, because they're the go-to spots that make a lot of sense. I mean, if someone else did it, like the Saints or Broncos or something like that, fair enough. But they're the 2 logical spots.
Yeah, I mean, where do you have him on your big board? I
don't have a big board, so probably 4. Probably 4. I would have Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Nabers, and probably Bob House.
Yeah, he would be 6 for me.
Yeah, Romo didn't say above him.
And Joel.
Yeah, that's fair.
There we go. We're still knocking about at 26. Then I want to trade. I mean, I don't know. Again, you're sort of like, would you trade for a tight end? But then you're like, you say that, but like we say, he's a top 5, top 6 player. So why wouldn't you? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that we're having this conversation.
Yeah, like Cardinals got Trey McBride, Buffalo, Dalton Kincaid, Detroit, Sam Laporta, Baltimore. They've got Andrews and San Francisco. They've got Kittle.
Kelsey next.
They've got Kelsey. We've all got tight ends at this point. So if he's going to go, then someone's going to have to come back in for him.
I don't know.
Who do the Commanders have?
No one.
Oh.
I think
I'll
have they
tell you
still not got Logan Thomas?
I would say that I'd maybe be tempted by Cardinals, but I can probably wait and get him with the next pick, depending on what Brian's thinking here.
Mm.
The Cardinals, yeah, I don't know if the Cardinals would pick him.
I don't know if it's the same for you, Stu, but Brian's completely frozen. I can kind of hear him.
Oh no, he's still here.
You can. Okay, that's fine as long as it's for the recording. That's okay.
I was
Yeah,
afraid
the only other team would think is San Francisco ready to move on from George Kittle. They're paying him a lot of money. But
there's just like offensive weapon, like you can play Bowers or Kittle outside a bit, and you think they'd use him in
one of my good pals who's a 49ers fan would kill me if I took Brock Bowers and didn't do something else, but it'd be fun. It wouldn't cost much to move. Get rid of George Kittle, save a bit of cash. Yeah.
They could trade George Kittle to the booking.
Go on. What would it cost? Just out of interest, what do you think? What could we cost it?
Well, but I mean, we've probably been underestimating trades at this point.
Yeah.
Have a look.
They've got a bucket. They've got quite a few 4s and a ton of 6s. They've got a couple of 4s, 3 6s. Fourth rounder, moving up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots. It's not a lot.
It reckons it would do it.
Yeah, like a 4th and some, like you say, a 4th next year or 5th next year or something.
Okay, why don't we? Let's try it again. So, it won't let me. What about that? And then, I don't know, 5th round of next year or something.
Yeah, well, they don't have a 5th round, and not next year. 5th yet. Next year's 5th is too much.
Too much. Okay.
I should just play picked
Well,
him.
if you're considering it, then I maybe would consider. Do you want to move back 1 spot?
Yeah.
And I'll give you a 6.
Sure.
Why did Arizona want him? San Francisco it would be better.
Because we're about drafting good players.
There you go.
Would you do it for a 6?
I mean, yeah. Well, I don't know. Actually, I wish I should have picked him.
Because you're just gonna.
You should just pick him. You're
Yeah,
right.
I've got to just pick him. After all, I wanted to pick him.
After all,
I talked myself out of it. I'm talking myself back into it. Brock Bowers. Yeah, there you go, Tampa Bay. You get a top 5 player at 26.
Brian
just wanted
he wanted to have a chat with his mates of GMs, and then went, "Nah, I'm still picking him. Sod it. Phone down."
Do you guys want him? Yeah, actually, I want him too. We didn't swap, so it's you aligned with the Cardinals.
It's now got difficult.
Who did the Cardinals pick? Who did we pick?
Malik Nabers at 6.
Yeah.
And really, I'm not that worried about drafting for need. I just want to draft who's going to be the best player on the board.
Yeah, they still have a lot of needs.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick Graham Barton.
Nice.
Because we can just get our 5 best offensive linemen on the board. Nate Wiggins just doesn't do it for me, and the fact I would have liked to have maybe taken AD Mitchell, but the fact that we've already took a receiver in the first doesn't make sense to double dip. I've clicked the button. It's Graham Barton.
There we go. I'm glad to see someone's got him in the first round. I really do like Graham Barton.
Yeah.
Goes right 28 Stu with the Bills.
Oh,
wide receiver button.
It is just a flavour of who I'm going to pick, because there's all I don't know, because all the ones I like are kind of gone. who's going to be, of all the guys left, who's going to be a go-to guy is my thought for Buffalo. Who's Josh Allen going to throw the ball a lot to? Because I think that's what they're going to need. I'm just not sold enough on AD Mitchell.
I know, but I keep going back to him because I think out of the ones there, he's kind of that true ex-alpha receiver.
Yeah.
And the others are more like Z move about type of receivers.
I know.
And again, I think he could go higher than this.
Yeah, let's just do it. Because he is that. There's other receivers I like better than him, and I would rather have him a team. But go on then. Let's do AD Mitchell because it makes the most sense.
Yeah.
There we go. Myself, 29 with the Lions. Let's have a look.
They're a tough team to go for as well.
Yeah, I was on it today, and they're being. The later on you get, it's harder to pick, isn't it? But they're being mocked.
Yep.
Everyone. At this point.
What are you thinking? What position?
I don't know. I was thinking corner.
Yeah. But Nate Wiggins is not a Dan Campbell type player. You need to be able to tackle to play for the Lions. Nate Wiggins could not do that.
Yeah. Nate Wiggins would get battered at training camp playing for the Lions. He'd be broken.
Not be biting kneecaps. Not
a corner.
Not a corner, maybe edge. So Robinson.
Either of them, yeah.
Yeah, true. I don't know. Does anyone want to come up from the second round?
Yeah.
It's not a bad shout, is it? Looking at.
How about the Commanders?
Yeah.
What pick they've got? They pick at.
They're not that behind.
No, they're not. They pick at 36.
Let's have a look. So Washington, they're down the bottom for.
Yeah, they've got picks 36, 40, 67, 78, and 100. They've got a lot of picks in that neck bunch.
Yeah, I think considering you're dropping out, I think you fourth and probably something else.
To drop what, 6?
You're dropping from 29 to 36. Okay. You maybe so. I don't.
I think if you look at the board and there's not, like you say, these are very much the sort of end of round one. But that's where we are. End of round one players.
Well, that's the thing. The Lions don't.
I'll tell you what, because I'm sure if you watch on YouTube here, the screen as the mock draft simulator has got it as a fourth. It's not. It's a third because it's pick 100. Would you do it for pick 100? That's the last pick in the third round.
The last pick of the third. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think so. I think at this point, there's no one jumping out here. Yeah. Let's do that.
Give you another night to think about it as well.
Chill out.
Let's go. That's it.
All the Lions fans in the UK are fuming. They've stayed up till it'll be like 3, 4 in the morning.
Nobody should be fuming. They're up watching it.
No, you shouldn't.
My mock draft simulator really doesn't want this trade to go through. Let's try it again.
Who are you coming up with for the Commanders then?
It'll be Tyler Guyton because we're going to need a tackle. But as I said, my simulator really doesn't want this to go through.
Just add in someone else.
Okay, yeah, it's not going to go through, but we're just going to have to act like it's happened. Okay, so I've clicked Tyler Guyton. It says Lions there. It's not. I have to put a massive thing over it. It's not Lions. It's the
Good. Okay. Ravens. Yeah, yourself fine.
Yeah. So the reason why you make that trade is because I think the Ravens would be interested in offensive line here, because they've been slightly decimated, haven't they? what are we looking at like in the interior?
Offensive line.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's have a look.
Because so that was while you're looking, you can tell me, because clearly I'm using all my internet here to do things.
Ravens depth chart.
So I would have liked the tackles, but I'm thinking what we could do is potentially take Jordan Morgan and play him on the. I prefer him more at guard, so we can do that, but we also have the tackle flexibility.
Well, the guards,
they lost John Simpson to the Jets, didn't they?
You've got Ben Cleveland, or you've got Andrew Voorhees coming off his injury as penciled in as starting guards, and there's not much depth behind that either. And you've got Daniel Falele starting right tackle because they've lost. Who did they trade to the Jets? Morgan Moses.
Yeah, so they lost Morgan Moses, and did Simpson go there as well?
He went to the Jets as well. Yeah.
So they've gone to the Jets. Look, I am not a huge Jordan Morgan fan, but the Ravens, I think, have worked him out twice because they went to his pro day and basically worked out his pro day, took control of it. So that might mean nothing, but it also might mean that they really like him. And so we're going to take Jordan Morgan. It's far too rich for me, but we're doing it anyway.
Pick 31. We're nearly there. 49ers. They tried to get Brock Bowers, but didn't let it happen.
Didn't let it happen.
Nah, not today.
Yeah. Okay. I am going to pick JPJ, Jackson Powers Johnson. I think that he could play, and I think that he potentially is better as a guard. He had played a lot at centre this year, but the year before played guard. He's big enough to play guard. He's huge for a centre. I think the interior of their offensive line was not brilliant. We've got Banks at one guard, and I can't even remember who's playing centre. And I think it's Feliciano was their other guard. So JPJ to play on the interior of that line. I think he's the best value still left on the board. A position of need for them.
There we go, which means me to finish the first round off with the Super Bowl winning Kansas City Chiefs. Got to go Lad McConkey.
Don't give him Lad McConkey because he's going to be good there. He's going to be good there.
Yeah. Need receivers though. Keep getting arrested or dropping balls or
just being a general menace to society.
Yeah. Very naughty boys. There we go. Stressful. Fun.
That's stressful doing that on a recording with two of your mates. Imagine doing that in a draft room and your job depends on it.
Yeah, it's one thing. It's one thing trading with yourself. When you're trying to trade with 31 other people.
Yeah, and trying to predict what all other 31 teams are going to do, that you've got to bounce and jump them to get players. That is tough. That is tough.
It is. But there we go. I won't list them off, but you'll see them on the screen who we picked and where. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm sure you've all done a few mock drafts. Have a go. Let us know if you get it right. You probably won't. But it's good fun. And yes, we are just now days away from the draft. Cannot wait. Be great to meet with the guys in person. Just have a good time and see what happens. We've been talking about it for so long. Just to see who goes where and the sort of drama. Because some crazy trades like we've just had, we shall see. But yep, there we go. That's it. That's our final mock draft done for this year's draft. Cannot wait for it to come round. That's it from us. So thank you very much for listening. We'll see you soon.